Hey guys, just wondering how many of you guys now are 50 years old or older or almost 50, and you look around your house, your apartment, and you just got so much stuff accumulated from over the years when since you became an adult, and you know that you should get rid of them, but they are still hanging around the house, and maybe you walk by that box that's been sitting there. You know that that box should go to the thrift shop, but it sits there, and it sits there for the following year, the year after that, and it just collects dust. I know for myself, I don't buy a lot of stuff anymore, and I thought that once I became a little bit more successful, that I would buy all these things, but it turns out that I'm buying a lot less now because I look at it as is it useful? Does it bring value to my life? Or is it going to be a burden? And I find that accumulating so much stuff now just causes me a lot of stress and causes me, and I feel it's a complete burden on my mental state. And I think a lot of people, you know, I don't blame them for hanging on to stuff from the past and not willing to let it go because it does hold a lot of memories. I mean, for example, the other day I was going through my drawers and I saw old photo albums. So I opened it up, and lo and behold, in there I found this ticket stub. It was from an MC Hammer concert I went to in 1991. And for a lot of people, that's just why are you keeping a piece of paper like that? But for me, it's a memory of that time, and I remember that concert vividly that I went to because it was such a the concert was okay, but just the friends I was with, and how youthful we were at the time. So it brought back a lot of memories. So I can understand why people are afraid to let go of their stuff and try to minimize the amount of things that they own in their life. And I think a lot of people, especially us Gen Xers who are heading towards retirement, we want a lot more peace in our life. And I think that's what's most important to us now is how can we make our life less draining, right? Or have things added to our life that will drain our soul. So I get it. The stuff that we have around the house or the apartment is not just stuff. A lot of it is linked to our past. So maybe it's linked to someone we first fell in love with, someone we admire. It could be um, tied to someone we lost, right? So we're still grieving over. Or maybe it's sometimes as simple as something that we paid for but hardly used. So we felt that we didn't get value out of that. So it's hard to part with something like that as well. And I think it's hard for a lot of people to move on from that. I know, for example, the other day was I decided to remove my dog's bed and water bowl, and he passed away about 3 years ago. But my wife had a real hard time letting go, and it just sat in the corner where he usually sleeps, and his bowl was just right by the back door. And for her, it was I guess it was really tough because getting rid of it was, I guess, in her mind, was accepting that he was really gone. But I decided it was time, and I told her that I was going to remove the bed and the dog bowl and give it away to the thrift shop. And at least, someone else hopefully is going to get to use it, and she can take, I guess, comfort in knowing that. And I hope that she understands that all because we removed the bed and the water bowl, that it doesn't mean that I'm discounting, his memory, because I think we could remember my dear dog Max in through photos and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that I think it's really difficult for a lot of people is they're so tied up emotionally with that one thing, that one item that they didn't want to give up. And I could see like why my parents have such a hard time, I guess, downsizing, because they're just going on this back and forth. And I'm hoping that I can get my wife to start to clear out some stuff and get rid of some of the old stuff in our garage and in our house, because I think it'll be a lot easier once we have to make the transition to downsize from our home. And it'll be definitely a lot less stressful. And it's weird because we hang on to this stuff, and I think a lot of people don't realize that later on. I mean, no one's going to really want it, right? I mean, your old pictures and all that, you're just going to end up somewhere in the dump. I mean, I was at the thrift shop not that long ago when I dropped off some stuff to give away, and I noticed that I walked by a section where there was a bunch of picture frames, and I saw that the pictures of this family was still in the frames. So I had to pick it up and take a look, but I saw. I mean, I love old photographs, but you look at the pictures and they tell a story about someone's family, someone's history, and I couldn't help look. I mean, it's a strange feeling because I don't know the people, but at the same time, you just can't help wondering, like, oh, okay, well, I wonder what that family was like, what was like in their house, and all these things went through my mind. Like, how did these pictures end up here? Are these people still around? And does somebody want it? All these things, and it's kind of weird, and it brought me back to thinking about, how when the time comes for us, who's going to keep our stuff, right? And most likely it's going to end up in the trash bin somewhere. So when I look at it that way, it's easy for me to part from my material possessions and live a more minimalist life. Now, I can't go totally minimalism. It's not really my thing, but I do value less things in my life. And I noticed that when I started doing this, that mentally I was less stressed, had less things on my mind. For example, I got rid of a lot of my clothes, and now I have 5 white T-shirts that I tend to wear quite often, and a couple of pairs of pants, because when I wake up in the morning, I don't have to think about what I'm going to wear. So I have the mental capacity to be able to concentrate on other things that I like to do, right? And other things that I want to achieve. I know that Mark Zuckerberg and Michael Jackson, they all do the same thing. They kept a few outfits that they wore every day, and it's basically the same outfit. And that's because they want to be able to have the mental capacity to be able to create and to think about new things. And I think when your mind is has all this mental clutter, it's very difficult. So I'm curious to hear from all of you. What's something that you've kept all these years that you are not willing to let go of? And what is the reason for you keeping it for so long? I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to comment below. And if you like my channel and like the content here, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Take care, and don't forget to check out my next video. All right, bye for now.